What is up, anime and Gundam fans? It's your favorite build Ohmywingz in the video, and today we're going to be going over episode 17. And a lot has happened with episode 17. It was crazy. A lot was going on in this episode, and honestly, I actually thought the recap was going to be this week, but apparently it's next week. So whoopsies. Anyways, so when we start off, it started with Murain and as well as Prospera, Suletta's mom, just discussing about the Quiet Zero plan. And the mom said, hey, you just have to be president of the company, and that's what we're really looking for. But of course, Murain, out of her heart, she says, okay, I will do it, but you gotta leave Suletta out of this. And if this sounds very familiar, this actually happened in the novel. If you didn't read the novel, that was before the show even started, is the perspective of Ariel, which is Ari, who also says something similar, is that they didn't want Suletta to be part of the revenge plan. So basically, they want to do the revenge plan, but they want to leave Suletta out of this because whether she's too good or like they just don't want her involved. So she agrees to this, and before that, Prospera says, hey, can we have Ariel have a duel? But Ariel has to be part of this plan because that's the only way this plan could work. So of course, the next morning, Murain walks with Suletta, asking just to see, hey, if I were to tell you that if you gave up Ariel, would you do it? Suletta obviously says no. She says no, I wouldn't do it because she's kind of like my family, and I get it. She is family and stuff, and you start to really feel that this entire series since season 1, that Suletta hasn't really grown at all. As you can see, like, she gets her wish of going to school, making friends, but she doesn't really grow as a character, and everyone around her is, she's kind of like the Saitama of Gundam, right? Whereas Saitama doesn't really grow as a character. He's just OP, and that's kind of like what Suletta is. She's just this OP character, and everyone around her, just like in One Punch Man, is that they're all growing in some kind of way, whether it's for the good or for the bad. Everyone's growing except for her. So that was something I kind of recognized, and something that was really interesting to me. So after that, we get a little more details on Shaddiq's plan and what he plans on doing, and he's working with the CEOs of Peo, which is Alon's company. Well, not his, but part of it. And he's asking for support for the group so he could basically take control. And of course, noting, of course, he mentions about the Gundams, that he's able to support the Gundams and making it happen, because I know they've been doing low key. After that, Alon 5 goes to see Suletta at the garden, and Alon is, being his weird self, and Suletta finally stands up for herself and says, hey, I don't like this new version of you. Like, what the heck happened, So Alon pulls out like a taser, which is pretty crazy, and you're just like, wow, what's he gonna do with that, right? And last second, Guel comes out to save Suletta. Guel, being freaking awesome as he is, of course, kind of like does that hand lock that everyone does. And the cool thing about this, and this is very, very unique, is that Guel was that person that was destroying the garden in the first episode, and now he is the opposite of like, hey, I'm going to protect this garden, which is really cool. And you can really tell that Guel has grown so much as a character, and he's matured a lot, and he finally properly confesses his feelings for her. And of course, Suletta being Suletta, she goes, oh no, I care about someone else. And then he's like, okay, cool, whatever. So Murain decides to say, hey, the duel is going to be between you and Guel, and obviously that happens. And then Murain wants Suletta to lose, because obviously if she loses, then she has no Ariel, then then she can't do anything about it, which is the whole plan, right? So obviously from there's always something really sus and what's gonna happen, and then in your mind you're like, okay, so Letta's just gonna win because this is like the third time, right? But this time you kind of want Guel to win, and I think because Guel has changed so much, everyone's rooting for him, but obviously I was rooting for Suletta as well. It's not like she's the bad guy in this. So basically she just wants to be free and happy, because Suletta doesn't have a mind of her own in a way. She always just doesn't really have an opinion, and Murain wants that for Suletta, so that's why she wants her to lose so she can take the Ariel. But the thing with the Ariel is that who's going to be piloting the Ariel later on if they win, right? So the duel happens, and of course there was a plan that Prospera already had in place with Murain, so they knew this was going to happen, and then this was the only way that Suletta was going to be free from the Ariel. And of course halfway through, Guel's having PTSD flashbacks of killing his dad, which no one really knows except for him. And of course, it's revealed, of course, the Alon 5 is actually revealed to have fled for the Grassley just for the knowledge of Jed's kidnapping, to bargain for the safety of the Preo for after his failure to secure the aerial. So he's actually kicked out of the group basically. So that's why he was hanging out with Nika and them. So when the duel starts, Guel's PTSD continues to happen, and then long story short, in the end, Suletta is playing the happy birthday song. Well, somebody is. I don't know who's actually playing the happy birthday song, but you hear it. And if you know anything about the series so far, is that anyone talks about the happy birthday song, somebody's gonna die or something bad's gonna happen. Usually someone's gonna die. So it looks like she's about to win. She has the rifle ready, about to shoot Guel. So you're thinking in your mind, like, oh shit, Guel's gonna die, right? But long story short, and what happens is last second, which is the new permit score, basically Ares says, hey, sorry, I'm gonna leave. So it shuts down and Suletta loses. And from there, they're just like, oh crap, what just happened? So in the end, Mercury was the one that stunned the Suletta into her cockpit and reveals that she was the one that turned off the aerial for the greater good, because she doesn't want Suletta fighting. And of course it's really heartbreaking because Suletta is just crying and she's like, oh crap, here, just let me win. And she basically kind of like a sore loser in a way, but not gonna win at most. So Guel wins finally, after all these episodes, after it takes about 17 episodes for him to win a match. So anyways, in the end, that is all we get for the episode, and it kind of makes you wonder, is Mercury gonna pilot the aerial? We don't know what's gonna happen, because yeah, aerial is very important in this, but someone's got to pilot the aerial, right? So Mercury might pilot it, because in the first episode or whatever, Mercury was actually able to pilot the aerial without even without the permit score or anything. So I don't know what's gonna happen, and I don't think it's gonna work because Suletta is the one that's meant to pilot it. So I think Suletta would definitely change her ways and she's gonna pilot it, and they'll probably figure out from there. So anyways, thank you so much for watching this video. What are you guys' thoughts about this episode? I thought it was a great episode, and I think it's gonna get better and better. Hope you guys like it, and see you guys in the next video. Bye.
Hey, I was watching that.